Boston, 2014. In a city where every second counts and every decision can save a life, a young doctor disappears without a trace. No calls, no screams, no body. Just a perfectly tidy apartment and an inexplicable silence. Emily Carter, 1987. A brilliant mind. Emily Carter grew up in Portland, Maine. The only child of a firefighter and a biology teacher, she displayed an almost surgical obsession with understanding the human body from a young age. By 14, she was already working on anatomy projects that made her teachers uncomfortable. In 2011, she graduated with honors from Harvard Medical School and obtained a residency at Boston General Hospital, one of the most demanding institutions in the country. Her colleagues describe her as disciplined, meticulous, and somewhat reserved. Emily didn't go out much. If she wasn't at the hospital, she was in her apartment studying or writing. She liked to be in control of everything, says Dr. Monique Alvarez, her colleague on duty. At 27, Emily lived alone in a modern apartment in the Back Bay neighborhood. She had an orderly life: coffee at 7 a.m., hospital at 8 a.m., yoga classes on Wednesdays, and shopping on Sundays. On social media, her life seemed perfect. The new trial. In January 2014, the hospital where she worked announced a clinical trial program funded by MedCore Pharmaceuticals, a company seeking to develop an experimental drug to reduce neurological inflammation. Emily was assigned to the patient data review team. Her job consisted of verifying medical records, approving informed consent forms, and reporting any irregularities. But within a few weeks, she began to notice inconsistencies. Duplicate signatures on official documents. Terminally ill patients enrolled without authorization. Manipulated dates on lab reports. According to a colleague's later testimony, Emily privately confronted the project supervisor, the Dr. Thomas Hale, who reportedly told her, "You don't understand how things work here. Close the file and move on." She didn't. Files and warnings. Between February and March 2014, Emily began recording all her observations in an encrypted digital journal. In a note later recovered, she wrote, "If anything happens to me, it wasn't an accident." From that moment on, her behavior changed. She requested a change from the night shift to the day shift, installed small cameras in her apartment, and reduced her social media activity. A neighbor, Derek Miller, would recall years later, "I heard strange noises, metallic clanging. One night she came out into the hallway in her robe, looking scared. She told me someone was trying to get into her Wi-Fi." On March 2nd, 2014, Emily went to the police to report cyberbullying. The officer on duty took the complaint, but without physical evidence, the case didn't move forward. The last night, March 3rd, 2014. The building's security cameras show Emily entering at 10:17 p.m. with a shopping bag and a white envelope. She smiles slightly at the doorman, gets on the elevator, and presses the button for the 5th floor. She is never seen leaving again. At 10:42 p.m., neighbor Derek Miller called 911. "I heard a loud bang in apartment 5B, like something heavy was thrown." Then silence. The police arrived 30 minutes later. The door was locked from the inside with no signs of forced entry. Everything looked tidy, clothes folded, coffee on the table, the television on silent. Only one detail stood out: her cell phone submerged in a glass of water. Investigation. Over the next few months, the Boston Police Department conducted an intensive search, tracking dogs, drones, interviews with more than 200 people. Nothing. No fingerprints, no DNA, no reliable witnesses. Investigators discovered that Emily had sent an email the afternoon of her disappearance to a reporter at the Boston Globe. "I have information about illegal trials at Boston General. If anything happens to me, look in my apartment. The evidence is there." The email was never delivered. It was automatically intercepted by a hospital security filter. Theories began to multiply in forums and radio programs. A disturbed patient who was following her. A medical error covered up. A corporate conspiracy, but nothing fit with the pristine scene in the apartment. The elevator video. In 2016, an independent journalist obtained access to unofficial copies of the building's security camera footage. The images showed something new. At 10:19 p.m., as Emily entered the elevator, a dark reflection appeared to cross behind her for a fraction of a second. There was no record of anyone else in the lobby at that time. A digital forensics expert claimed it could be a compression error, but others saw a blurry human figure in a medical gown. The case resurfaced. The hospital issued a statement denying any connection to the disappearance and offered a $100,000 reward for useful information. However, Dr. Thomas Hale resigned shortly afterward and moved to Canada. He never spoke again. The city's Silence Boston carried on with its routine. The Carter case became just another name in the missing persons files. Emily's parents moved to Portland, and every anniversary they lit a candle in front of the hospital. 5 years later, in 2019, the Back Bay building was sold to a new real estate company. The apartments were to be remodeled into luxury residences. 5B, where Emily lived, had remained closed since 2014. During the renovations, a Haitian cleaner named Marie Desiree was tasked with preparing the bathroom for painting. While removing tiles from the back wall, she heard a metallic click. She thought it was a broken pipe, but upon closer inspection, she saw a small device with a light off, a medical endoscope camera embedded in the wall. The discovery, Marie called her supervisor, who alerted the police. The device was carefully removed and sent to the forensic lab. It had a 128GB micro SD memory card. Technicians discovered it contained 58 numbered videos and a folder called Carter logs. The files couldn't be opened conventionally. They were encrypted with proprietary medical software from MedCore Pharmaceuticals. In the first unlocked video, Emily appears looking at the camera, visibly nervous in a lab coat. If someone finds this, it means I can't trust anyone anymore. Something is very wrong here, and I don't know if I'm going to get out of this. The investigation is reopened. The media headlines again in 2019. Hidden camera reveals new clues in the case of the missing doctor. The shadows of the hospital. The FBI confirms that the videos were recorded between February and March 2014, just before the disappearance. Emily is seen documenting her daily life, reviewing medical files, and repeatedly mentioning two names: Project ARCA 12, patient. In a recording dated March 1st, Emily says, "They're injecting microdoses into patients who didn't give consent. One died yesterday, and the report says natural causes. If someone is following me, they know why." Her voice trembles, and she glances toward the door as if she hears something. She turns off the camera. In 2019, journalist Alex Baker launched a podcast titled The Carter Files. Within days, it became a national trend. Thousands of listeners submitted theories and alleged sightings. One of the leaked recordings shows an angle of the bathroom where Emily appears to be speaking to someone off camera. Emily. "You can't keep coming into my apartment." Male voice. "Then delete it." The audio is blurry, but analysts say the voice could belong to Dr. Thomas Hale. The hospital never commented. The last 48 hours. The FBI forensic report reconstructs her final steps. March 1st. She emails a friend saying, "If I call you tonight, don't answer." March 2, she buys an external hard drive and a new lock for her door. March 2, she buys an external hard drive and a new lock for her door. March 3, she returns home with a white bag containing medical files. After 10:17 p.m., her trail vanishes completely. In one of the last videos, she looks directly at the camera and says, "If you're watching this, it means you already know what I discovered." 5 years later, a cleaning woman uncovers a hidden testimony. A voice returns from the past, demanding answers. But each answer opens an even darker question. What did Emily Carter really discover, and why did someone want to erase her from existence? The medical recordings. 5 years after the disappearance of Dr. Emily Carter, a medical camera found in the wall of her bathroom reopens one of the most perplexing cases of the last decade. The images it contained reveal not only fear, but knowledge. And in the secrets of knowledge, sometimes death lurks. File 58. Forensic labs took 2 weeks to decipher the full contents. The device contained 58 irregularly numbered videos, some with missing minutes. The recordings showed Emily Carter in various locations: her apartment, a laboratory, and on at least 3 occasions inside a morgue. Each file ended abruptly, as if someone had cut the recording from outside. The quality was so good it seemed like a planned confession. But there were silences between words, as if she knew someone was listening, explains Special Agent Hannah Cole, an FBI investigator. The ARCA 12 code. In several videos, Emily repeatedly mentions Project ARCA 12. Investigators discovered that it was a secret study of neurological microstimulation sponsored by the pharmaceutical company MedCore Pharmaceuticals. The official objective: to alleviate chronic pain in Alzheimer's patients. But internal emails obtained later revealed something disturbing. ARCA 12 will be applied to terminally ill patients in Ward B without signed consent. The messages were dated 2 days before Emily's disappearance. The encrypted diary. Among the folders on the memory card, agents found a hidden file titled, "It was a digital diary." In it, Emily wrote, "The headache is back. I think they put something in my drink at the lab. Hale says I'm paranoid, but yesterday I saw patient 47 open his eyes when he should have been sedated. If I don't hand over the information on time, they'll delete everything. They've done it before with other cases." The last entry, written at 9:56 p.m. on March 3, 2014, read, "I hear footsteps outside. I don't think it's my neighbor." 30 minutes later, she disappeared. The return of Thomas Hale. The FBI located Dr. Thomas Hale, the project's former supervisor in Vancouver. Hale agreed to testify voluntarily on camera. His testimony, filmed in 2019, became one of the most watched segments of the documentary. Emily was brilliant, but emotionally unstable. She became obsessed with conspiracy theories. There was no illegal experiment. She needed help, not fame. However, hospital records showed something different. Hale had received wire transfers totaling more than $2.3 million from an account associated with MedCore research. The documentary's producers insert the quote on screen, "Money buys silence. And sometimes it also buys oblivion." Patient 47. The videos show Emily in the morgue speaking in front of a body covered with a grey sheet. Patient 47, male, 63 years old, induced ventricular fibrillation, reported cause, cardiac arrest, but traces of ARCA 12 are in the blood. This was not a natural failure. The camera shakes. In the metallic reflection of the table, a shadow moves behind her. Emily stops and turns off the device. Experts confirm that an experimental compound, banned since 2012, was present in the patient's tissue. The fingerprints MedCore denied any involvement in the experiments, but an anonymous hacker known as Grey Neuron leaked internal documents on the dark web. Among them was a contract listing Emily Carter as a compliance observer and a confidentiality clause with a prison sentence for data disclosure. "It's clear she was trying to expose a corporate crime," says Alex Baker, the journalist behind the Carter Files podcast. But the most chilling thing is that it appears someone from the hospital itself was watching her inside her apartment. Indeed, analysis of the videos revealed that several recordings were initiated remotely from an IP address linked to Boston General Hospital. Marie Desiree. The cleaning lady who found the camera, Marie Desiree, became a key witness. "When I saw that device, I thought it was a bomb. I touched it and felt a click. It was like it was watching me." Marie stated that 2 days after handing over the device, she received a call from an unknown number. A male voice with a foreign accent told her, "Don't say anything more about what you found, or you'll end up like her." The FBI traced the call. It came from a disposable number in Montreal, Canada. The Canadian Connection investigators found that Dr. Hale worked at a MedCore research subsidiary called Neurodyne Labs, located in Toronto. There, a new version of Project ARCA was being developed under a different name, Somaline. An inside source, known as D12, stated, "Somaline is the same as ARCA-12, only now they're testing it on retired military personnel. Hale took the entire database with him when Carter disappeared." The documentary's producers show satellite images of the Canadian laboratory interspersed with Emily's original videos. The music swells. The feeling of surveillance becomes suffocating. The psychological analysis. The documentary team interviews Dr. Karen Ellison, a forensic psychiatrist, to assess Emily's mental health. She shows no signs of psychosis. What she shows is extreme stress and genuine fear. Her communication is coherent. Her perception of her surroundings is accurate. This isn't paranoia, it's survival. Dr. Ellison highlights a chilling detail. In the recordings, Emily turns the doorknob 3 times before closing it, a repetitive gesture of learned anxiety. This suggests she had experienced previous intrusions. The unknown number. In phone records recovered from 2014, an unidentified call appears at 10:10 p.m., 7 minutes before her last appearance. The call lasted 17 seconds. Voice analysis determined it came from the hospital's internal system. A leaked audio clip contains a single sentence. "It's late, Emily." Then, silence. The notes on the wall. During a second inspection of the apartment, FBI agents found a series of words carved with a scalpel under the bathroom paint. "Do not trust. 47. Age 12. Change blood." Forensic experts believe Emily wrote these notes in her final hours. The term age 12 matches an internal hospital code for a security camera in the investigation hallway. However, the recordings from that camera were lost on March 4th. The autopsy of a case under media pressure. The US Congress opened an investigation into MedCore. During the hearings, a former executive admitted that tests were indeed performed without consent, though he claimed they were administrative errors. The Carter case became a symbol of whistleblowers who disappear in the medical industry. On the news, her face reappeared alongside the text. "The truth heals, but it can also kill." The last video. The FBI partially released video number 58. Emily is seen in the dark, the camera positioned above the sink, breathing heavily. "I can't go to the hospital. I can't trust anyone. If this gets published, they'll know I was right." She holds a white envelope with the MedCore seal and a USB drive. "I'm leaving this for the Globe reporter. But I can't go out today. Someone's in the hallway." A metallic clang, a thud. The camera falls. A pair of black shoes enters the frame. End of video. The documentary within the documentary. In 2020, the Vision True channel launched the series The Doctor of Silence with exclusive access to the archives. In its first week, it surpassed 50 million views and generated thousands of theories. Was she murdered by MedCore? Did she go into hiding under a new identity? Did she participate in the same experiment she denounced? Some viewers noticed a disturbing detail. In the metadata of video task 58, the recording time was 10:44 p.m., 2 minutes after the police arrived at the building. How was this possible? The silence of the guilty. When the pressure reached its peak, MedCore agreed to pay a multi-million-dollar settlement to the families of the ARCA-12 patients. No executives went to prison. Dr. Hale disappeared again before testifying. Frustrated Detective Hannah Cole declares on camera, "The case is still open, but every document we find disappears the next day. It's like chasing a ghost in a white coat." The digital echo. In 2021, a Reddit user posted a video purportedly taken from the hospital servers. It shows a female figure in a medical gown entering an empty operating room. The recording date, April 7th, 2014, a month after the disappearance. The face is blurred, but the posture, height and gait match Emily Carter's. Experts were unable to confirm its authenticity. However, fans of the documentary turned the image into a viral symbol. She is still watching.